Living life out there at Showtime. It's performance. It's squeezing out every ounce of fear you have in you physically and socially. The way you look, everything. And get out there. And it's a constant pushing back on the intimidation process, one-upsmanship process, bullying process. I refuse to let anybody talk into me. I refuse to let anybody try to physically intimidate me. I refuse to let anybody try to insult me. You're coming up against an insult artist, a bully, and is loaded with this asshole. You throw the bullying right back to him. He gets loud, he shouts, I shout even louder. He calls me a name, I call him two names right back at him. He leans over to try to intimidate, I lean over to do the same thing to him. He talks loud, I talk louder. He tries to get physical, I get physical right back in my presence. But I have to be in tremendous shape, you understand, to do that. In my body, in my mind, that's my job. Nobody can do it for me. That's my self-support, self-sufficiency, my will to do that. To lay that steel foundation that I pointed in any direction I want to go. And the biggest freedom, forget what Tony Robbins says, your date with your destiny. No, your biggest freedom is to own yourself. Is to be able to know how to squeeze out every ounce of terror and fear in the sponge that's you. Never be intimidated by any man. Never be coward or impressed by him. Nothing impresses me. Nothing impresses me. And believe me, I'm well schooled at cursing a man out or a woman if they're out of line, if they deserve it. What is deserving it? Being contemptuous of me, showing me disrespect, talking to me and trying to talk down to me. I'm only 5'3", so everybody tries to look down at me. The worst thing you could do, you step back if you're a short man like me, but you better be in shape to do it. You step back, get that 6-foot distance. So now you don't have to look up at any tall man, 6'4", 6'3", whatever. I don't care how big and how rough he sounds and what a badass I'm facing. One of Trump's badasses that can tear the house up quickly and do a lot of damage quickly. I have to be in shape, brute strength, physical power, mental and physically, that I can throw the same presence right back to the bully. I refuse to let anybody throw physical intimidation my way. Unless now don't understand, don't be stupid about this. If somebody has so much leverage on you, then of course don't get hurt. Don't get hurt. Nothing's worse than being sent to the emergency room. Nothing's worse than that, broken bones on ego. I'm not talking about ego here, you understand. I'm not talking about bravado. I'm not talking about false pride, you understand. I'm talking about your destiny. What does it mean? Very simply, being the master of your own ship, having no fear. Fear is the killer. Fear is not anxiety. Fear is the killer. It's usually fear of the other man or the other woman. That's all. Remember one thing, everybody can be replaced. There's substitutes for everybody. We go on. We have to live our life. We live it vicarious pretense. We have to live it in fantasy. We make the fantasy very good and live it that way. The most important thing is get on your own self-support and self-sufficient. And I don't mean it the way Rush Limbaugh talks about it or Con Hannity. Rugged individual. No, that's bullshit. That's a bullshit story from a fool. That's talking points. That's idiocy. No, I mean get yourself in shape. Go into the weight room. Drive iron hard. Grip that iron. Drive it hard. Pull-ups. Grip things. Push things. Pull things. Get tough. That's available to everyone without excuse. Get tough in your body. I mean punching power. I mean grabbing power. I mean brute strength. Once you own that, Along with that, you're going to build your mind tough and indomitable. There's nothing a guy like you shouldn't know. You gotta have self-sufficiency. Courage. You have to earn that courage. How do I know what I'm talking about? Because I've done all those things. I've cowered. I've genuflected. I've turned my face down to the bully. I've been insulted by women, turned down hard. And I cowered. And I begged at least to be surviving the presence. Everything humiliating, being in biliary, you hear what I'm saying to you, I've done. So I know what I'm talking about. I'm not just talking. I know what I'm talking about. I'm absolutely 100% certain of what I'm talking about. Take it from the man who's walked the walk. Take it from the man who's walked the streets of broken dreams in New York City. Take it from a man, walk a mile in my shoes, and then talk to me. Any questions?